Is it Orlando?
Yes.
Let me just ask you point blank, did you kill Tupac Shakur?
I didn't kill Tupac. I mean, I don't know why, you know what I'm saying? They would even say something like that. I mean, you know, I just want to tell everyone that, you know what I mean, I didn't do it, and I feel sorry for him, you know what I'm saying, his fans and his, and his family and friends.
From 1995 to date, have you ever ridden in a white Cadillac?
No.
Do you know anyone who owns a white Cadillac?
No.
Now, right here, where you see this pole and this coming to 2023, that's where the car wash was. They done tore out the whole area. The car wash was right at this corner, right here. Right to your right here, and this area is closed up as well, is Mom's Burger. This is the location where Orlando first saw the brothers from Corner Pocket at the car wash. And then that's when, at that point, I subsequently found out that he was here. He saw the two brothers from Corner Pocket that owed his brother or owed his uncle Keefy D some money or something. And so he wanted to deal with it. So I'm finding out that what he did, Orlando, he went over to Al's grandmother's house, which is over here in South High, and got Al. And they came back over here. When they came back over into this area, after he picked up Al, they drove, I'm making a U-turn to drive, they drove past the car wash. They went past the car wash, which is right here, and they went and they parked right here. Al was driving, Orlando was the passenger. Right here was the car wash. It's all torn down now, but it was the car wash. And they sat right at this position, and this is where Orlando got out of the car and confronted the brothers, the three guys that were shot and stuff. But as he got out and confronted them and got to yelling, the shootout started. Orlando started shooting at them. They returned fire. At least two of them had guns and returned fire. Three of them were struck. Two of them were killed. One survived. Orlando was apparently struck as well. So he got back in the car on the passenger side. I don't remember whether Al had got out of the car at all. But Orlando either got back into the car or fell back in the car wounded. Orlando. Al got behind the wheel, and then he couldn't go straight because Compton High campus was closed. They turned here on Cocoa Street, and they start driving. Al started driving with wounded Orlando in the passenger seat, and they start driving to the corner. And they proceeded this way. By that time, I guess he can hear sirens, because I know I was coming in my vehicle, my undercover vehicle, from the police lot down the street. But he kind of like parked here and got out of the car. He got out of his car, and as I approached with my lights on and everything, because it was an undercover car, but it had bells and whistles on it, and he literally got in the street, Al did, and flagged me down because he knew my car, and soon as he did, I kind of jammed my brakes on right there, stopped, saw the car that they were in, noticed the passenger door was open, and Al was frantically hollering, Reg, they shot Lando. They shot Lando. I immediately knew I was responding to shots fired call. And you can kind of hear shots on the rear lot of the police department. I'll show you where it was. But Michael, as soon as I saw that, I knew the car wash was just about a block or two away, figuring that was the scene of the call we were responding to. But when he said Lando was shot, I immediately surmised that they were involved. So I hooked Michael up right quick, walked him around his car, walked him around as my backup was coming. And as I walked him around, we got to the passenger door. I looked at Orlando with the door open, and I knew he was gravely, if not dead at the time, he was near death. I immediately called for paramedics and stuff, walked him back a little bit away from the car, and that's when my help showed up. A couple of my gang guys, Richardson and Aguirre, they popped up, and then I think eventually the chief rolled up, Yuri Taylor rolled up. But I immediately said, I got to get to the scene. So I turned Michael Duro, I turned him over to my 2 officers to take to the station as the other officers waited for the paramedics to show up. The paramedics apparently showed up. I wasn't here because I took off, went around the corner to go to the scene of the shooting, which was at the car wash. But that's kind of how things happened right in here. We're coming down from the scene where Michael Duro flagged me down. But I rode, I can hear shots, but at the same time, I can hear dispatch putting out over the radio gunshot victims at the car wash over on Alameda, on Alondra. So I start responding from the rear lot. Right in front of you in that brown building, right past these trees, is the rear lot of the police department. I don't recall if I was leaving the station or coming out of the station when I heard the shots and when I heard the dispatcher over my radio saying gunshot victims at the car wash over there on Alondra, on West Alondra. At the time, it's Compton Sheriff Station now, but at that time, it was Compton Police Department. And this wall wasn't up here like this. This retainer and this gate and all were put in by the Sheriff Department when they came in 2000. But back in 93 or 92, when this happened, this was Compton Police Department rear lot, and this is where I rode out of to head toward the gunshot victims. A lot of people didn't want to believe the scenario we had that day about him heading back to Southside. They was figuring that he should have been trying to go to the hospital, which Martin Luther King would have been the nearest one, emergency room, but that was going the other way. Matter of fact, I did talk to him after he was arrested. He told me he was trying to get to the hood to get some help for Orlando.